Okay, everybody, today we are going to start the adjusting arm drawing. So make sure you have your packet out and any notes that you've taken on this drawing. First thing you need to do is open up the CAD borders. So to do that, you need to either go to the shared student drive in the Applied Tech folder and then click AutoCAD. And here's my CAD borders. You can also find it on Canvas or possibly emailed to you. You know you have the CAD borders if you have all your layers here and the different layouts on the bottom of the screen. As soon as you have CAD borders open, you immediately want to do a file, save as, and save this as into your Google Drive. Make sure you're saving to your Google Drive, My Drive, CAD 1, and make sure you're saving this as adjusting arm. I'm going to save that in my Google Drive. Okay, to start this drawing, we're going to use two construction lines. One here, vertically, or one vertically here and one horizontally here. It kind of forms a sideways cross, and that'll get us to the center of this point. So if I go back to the drawing here, I'm grabbing a line. I'm going to start maybe about right here and go all the way over. Yeah, 19 is fine. Again, it doesn't really matter how long you draw these lines. You just don't want to make them really short, and you need to make sure there's only two lines. One vertical line and one horizontal line. If you find yourself way too far out, like zoomed out way too far, and the numbers are like 200 or even in the thousands, you need to double click your wheel on the mouse to get you back to a zoom all. Or you could type zoom, hit enter, and then all, hit enter. Okay, so this will be the first center point, which is right here. Now I'm going to use my offset tool to offset to get the other center points. For instance, I'm going to offset this one over 7, and that'll get me to this side. Then I'll go back to the left 2, and then 2.5 for these two. All right, my offset tool is right here. It's a modify tool, or I can do O, and it'll pop right up and hit enter. Okay, the distance for this first one is going to be 7. I click this line, and I offset to the right, 7. O, enter, 2, enter, click this one and go to the left, hit escape, O, enter, 2.5, enter, click this one and go to the left. So now I have my 4 offset center points in the middle. So I want 7 over, then 2, and then 2.5. Make sure you don't mix up the 2 and the 2.5. Now I need to go up and down from the middle to get the top and bottom center point. I know the entire part is 4.5 tall. Well, half of 4.5 is 2.25. So I want to offset up 2.25 and down 2.25. So O, enter, 2.25, enter. I'll click this line, go up, click the same line again, and go down. So now I have all of my center points. What I would really quickly do is grab a line and just double check. Like, okay, from here to here should be 2. From here to here is 4.5, which would make that 2.5. That's good. This should be 7. And then I went up 2.25 and then down 2.25. Just make sure they're right. Then what we want to do is step 3 here. We're going to start drawing in our circles and arcs. First thing I'll do is switch to visible layer. And my circle tool is right here. However, if you click the arrow below circle, there's actually 6 different types of circles here. For this drawing, we're going to need radius and also diameter circles. If you look at your plans here, if we're starting on the right, the inside circle is 1.5 inches diameter, so it's a full circle. That's a diameter. The outside curve is 1.25 inches radius. It's only half, so that's considered a radius. When we sketched these out, we had to do some math to convert the radius to a diameter, so we used the templates. With AutoCAD, we don't need to do that because there's a specific circle for diameter and a specific circle for radius. All right, so I'm going to grab a circle. I'm going to start with the radius right here, and I'm going to make that 1.25, enter. Click here, and I'm going to go and click a diameter, and I'm going to click this one, and I'm going to make that 1.5. Now notice the bigger circle needs to be trimmed. I only need the right half of it. So I need to get rid of this left half. So I'm going to show you how to do the trim tool right now. So the trim tool is right here, the scissors. It says it trims objects to meet the edges of other objects. And you can see in the preview there, on the right side, we have trimmed out the wall out of that door in that floor plan. So this will work perfect. So I either click the scissors or I can type TR and hit enter, and it comes right up. First thing you need to do is select a cutting edge. Basically, a cutting edge is something you want to keep in order to trim. So in this case, I want to select this vertical construction line, and then I hit enter. Now I can select what I want to trim or get rid of. It would be the left half of the larger circle, and hit escape. There's also another radius circle here, which is also 1 1/4. Same thing, I will need to trim the left half of it. So TR, enter. Select my cutting edge or what I want to keep. Enter, select what I want to get rid of. And then hit escape. There's 2 circles in the middle. They are 1 inch, and the 1 inch goes all the way across. So that means it's a 1 inch diameter. So if I go back to the drawing, I'm still on visible, which is good. I'm going to grab a diameter. I'm going to do 1 here. That's 1. Enter. And do another one here. Now make sure I got diameter. 1, enter. Now for this, I can trim both at the same time. So TR, enter. I'm going to keep this and this as my cutting lines. Hit enter, and I want to get rid of the, let's see, the right half on this one, the left half on that one. I also have a circle up here that is a 1 inch radius. This is a 1 inch radius, and notice how I only need 1/4 of it. So if I go back to AutoCAD here, I'm going to do a radius circle. Click right here. 1, enter. Now when I trim this one, I'm going to do TR, enter. I need 2 cutting lines. I need the vertical and the horizontal construction lines as my cutting lines. Hit enter, and I get rid of this, this, and this. And I would do the same thing on the bottom. 1 inch radius. TR, enter. Keep the vertical and horizontal cutting lines. And I get rid of this, this, and this. Hit escape. All right, now, if you look at the drawing, I just need to connect everything. And if you've done everything right, you have all your centers in the right spot, this is pretty easy. I'm just using visible layer, grabbing a line, and just connect the dots from here to here. And then I can hit escape, enter. Okay, hit escape, and then instead of going back and grabbing a line every time, remember AutoCAD remembers your last command, so I can hit enter and it knows I want a line. Connect this, escape, enter. And in the corners, I'm going to also fill these in. Escape, enter. Escape, enter. Let's see what we have. We're going to turn off the construction line. It's looking pretty good. The only thing I have left to do is the chamfer in the upper left and bottom corners. It's 45 degrees and 1/2 inch. Remember, we did chamfer on the previous drawing, the base plate. So the 2 things I need to know is the length, which is 1/2, and the degrees, which is 45. Okay, so my chamfer tool, I can type in CHA, hit enter. Now I need an angle. So I want an angle. I'm going to type A for enter or click angle. Okay, it's asked me for length first. So I need to type in 0.5, enter. Now it asks me for the angle, 45, enter. And now I just click my 2 lines. I'm going to click the top and the side, hit enter, the bottom and the side. And then I'll hit escape. So now you can see I have the adjusting arm finished. In the next video, I will show you how to add center marks and dimensions to this.